And the myth is if you have stalled growth, you have to hire a salesperson. When you hire the salesperson, your growth is going to be reignited and everything is going to be fine. That is the myth that has to be broken, because I hear too many MSPs coming back from an MSP conference where they were told, you need to be driving sales. You don't have a salesperson. That's why you're suffering. That's why you're flatlined. That's why you don't have predictability in your revenue. And they almost lay all the problems for why your financial success isn't there on the lack of a salesperson. That's number one myth that has to be busted or reviewed. Very few people in the managed services profession really ask why. Why is it that the automatic gut reaction, the knee-jerk reaction of lack of sales growth is you don't have a salesperson doing it? There's a lot of reasons why that has appeared as reality and hasn't really been challenged. It's easy. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. I think hire a salesperson is a fairly easy solution to why you may have a problem with growth. And it doesn't really require anything more than just throwing it out there and then move on. I think that ease of getting rid of the problem, kicking the can down the line, whatever euphemism analogy you want to use. But I think a lot of people just fall back on just hire a salesperson. You figure it out. They never tell you how to do it. They never tell you where to go to find this salesperson. They never tell you what fundamentals need to be in place before you can even make a new managed services salesperson effective in your MSP practice. I never hear anybody really talking about that in depth. We'll talk about a little bit of those fundamentals here shortly, but it just needs to move away from that mantra of hire the salesperson and more towards what are some of the fundamentals that are missing in your MSP practice, and what are those that can be easily in order to achieve some more immediate revenue growth successes. That's, I think, more valid. I would also say that I think a lot of MSP business owners are in the position where when they find themselves coming into a new year and they had a review of their previous year and it was a little lacking. Maybe they didn't achieve the numbers that they wanted. And so they look back and they say, why did we achieve our goal? Why did we not achieve that revenue number? Well, it must be because we don't have a salesperson. So if we hire a salesperson, therefore we will hit our revenue goal for this year, right? You can see why that would be very appealing, because it is forward thinking, is action oriented, is do something immediately to solve the problem. Whereas doing nothing feels like defeat. It feels like you're giving up. It feels like you're not really working the problem. And no MSP business owner wants to feel that way. Trust me. I hear them talk about it all the time. They want to feel like they're doing something. And doing something, even if it's doing the wrong thing, can sometimes feel good. That's a problem that we have to break from in order to achieve real MSP growth. Growth problems in managed services are not sales problems. Your revenue failures are not because nobody's selling hard enough. That assumption pushes the attention of the problem outward instead of inward. What I mean by that is inward is where you find those fundamentals I talked about, the foundational elements of your MSP practice that need to be there in place, operating effectively in order for you to have achievable revenue objectives. And only when you have those fundamentals in place would you be able to go out, successfully find, first of all, then recruit an MSP salesperson, bring them on board, train them, and get them into a position where they can be successful and then make you successful by extension.